Right now and new at 6 on Apple Valley News Now. The Walla Walla Police Department just receiving 2 grants aimed at boosting support from crime victims across the valley. Our William Albert will explain. Plus,
have enough so that it'll carry over for a couple of 3 months.
are people locally panic buying toilet paper and more due to the conflict with Iran? We're looking into this and later.
And it's just really taxing as those more calls go. We have to expand to be able to meet the need of the public.
Going in depth with BCFD number 1's fire chief about what will happen if a fire levy doesn't pass. My conversation is coming up. And Stacy is tracking summer-like weather.
And there we go, from the Yakima Valley to the Columbia Basin. We're going to start seeing warmer temperatures. All the news coming up at 6.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
And a very good Monday evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed. Wendy Redman is off this week. We start with a story that's making a difference. The Walla Walla Police Department receiving 2 grants to enhance support for crime victims. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert shows us how this new funding could make a big difference for law enforcement and the community.
Earlier this month, the Walla Walla Police Department received 2 grants from the Washington State Department of Commerce. One of them is a 2-year renewal grant that helps fund the department's long-running Crime Victim Service Center, providing crucial support for those impacted by crime. Sergeant Nick Loudermilk says the full-time victim advocate plays a major role in helping survivors move forward.
Funds a full-time crime victim advocate, which offers a multitude of services to crime victims, including legal and medical advocacy, help with resources just to kind of get back on their feet after they've been victimized.
The second grant, worth $50,000, is brand new. It will help the department train officers and launch a domestic violence high-risk team, along with a tool called the Domestic Violence Lethality Assessment for first responders.
As long as I've been here, and I know I'm speaking to our domestic violence advocate, and she's been here for about 25 years, and that seems to be one of the things that no matter how hard we try, it just keeps happening.
And while overall domestic violence cases in Walla Walla haven't gone up, police say there has been a rise in more severe cases.
We've had an increase in the last 5 years of sexual assault and serious domestic violence that includes strangulation. Why that is, we're still figuring out.
Loudermilk says that's exactly why this new screening tool is so important. It gives officers a better way to understand just how dangerous a situation really is.
There's certain domestic violence situations that happen where, you know, maybe a husband and wife got into an argument and went just a little too far, and the police were called, but it wasn't like the abuser was going to kill his victim. Versus somebody that's in a long-standing abusive relationship that's constantly threatened that they're going to be killed or seriously hurt. When officers show up, sometimes they're not going to know the difference, whether it's just that one-off situation or if that's a long-term abusive relationship. So asking the right questions with that checkoff sheet tool that we're going to get, the assessment, the high-risk assessment, just having a standard across the board of asking those questions and being able to decipher, do we need to call in the high-risk team to get this person out of this situation?
The goal is to stop violence before it escalates and to make sure every victim gets the support they need. In Walla Walla, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Okay, William, the department says both grants will strengthen survivor-centered services and improve how they protect families all across the Walla Walla Valley. All right, turning to news around the world, the big story tonight after retaliatory strikes from Iran on Qatar, President Trump posted on Truth Social saying Israel and Iran have agreed to a complete ceasefire. Trump says the 12-hour ceasefire will begin in about 6 hours and that the war will be officially ended after 24 hours of peace. Locally, remember panic buying? Well, it could be back, at least at some stores. The reason? What's happening with Iran and the U.S. Our team was at the Costco Tri-Cities location on Sunday, and by late afternoon, all of the toilet paper, paper towels, and water bottles were completely out of stock. We went there this morning and everything was back in stock, but we did witness lots of people stockpiling those items. This shopper isn't too concerned about it yet.
Well, first of all, I'm not too worried about it. We have got a stocked pile, and we always have toilet paper and paper towels, everything extra, so we don't have to worry about running out.
Experts point out that a significant portion of the toilet paper used in the U.S. is manufactured within the country. Therefore, events in Iran generally don't impact the U.S. supply chain for this product. Same goes for water and paper towels. Gas prices now on the rise, up significantly for some since Saturday night's bombing. Tri-Cities drivers are now paying an average of $4.19 per gallon for regular. Last week, the average was right at $4. In the Yakima Valley, prices are averaging $4.16. 1 week ago, prices were 10 cents lower. In Walla Walla, the average sits at $4.37 for regular, but the average was only a few cents cheaper 1 week ago at $4.33. Prices in Umatilla County sit at around $3.80, which is only about 5 cents higher than 1 week ago. Experts say a potential blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, a key global oil choke point by Iran, could further intensify this situation. New at 6 and following up now, Governor Ferguson says the Trump administration is doubling down on its refusal to help the state recover from the bomb cyclone storm that occurred last fall. Additionally, the governor says they are refusing to give an explanation to support their decision. In a letter from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, senior official David Richardson says the administration says supplemental federal assistance is not warranted. Senator Murray called the storm one of the most destructive in the state's recent history, adding that the administration is politicizing disaster assistance. And on the fire watch, crews are still battling a large and fast-moving wildfire in parts of Walla Walla and Columbia counties. The blaze broke out over the weekend and has already burned through 1,500 acres. It started just before 6 p.m. Saturday. The fire quickly spread east, growing to 250 acres in less than 20 minutes. Level 1 Be Ready evacuation notices were issued for residents living along Canyon Bottom Way. No homes have been lost at this time, but fire officials urge people in the area to stay alert and be prepared to leave if conditions change. Containment at this hour still listed as 0. All right, time now for a first look at weather. Stacey Lee is here. How was your weekend?
It was a chillier weekend for summer, but things are changing quickly to summer. So good weekend overall. How was yours?
Not bad. Can't complain.
Got outside, enjoyed it?
Yep. Windy.
Windy, yeah, I know.
That's the story.
So there you go. But if we take a live look outside right now, we're starting to see, you guys notice that little bit of haze covering the area? I've been trying to zoom the camera better and get a better look, but basically there's just some smoke and haze out in the air. Now, there's fires burning majorly in Alaska and Canada, and some of that upper level smoke is making its way into our area. 81 degrees right now in the Yakima Valley with our humidity at 24% and our feels like temperature 79. Let's take a look at that futurecast smoke map. And again, yeah, very, very relevant. You see that all coming down. Now, the good news is it should start to clear up as we move through the evening. This map only goes out 24 hours, but a little bit of light smoke and haze definitely in the area. Our air quality has been pretty good, although you do see some moderate air quality to the north. And again, that's fires burning in Alaska and Canada. Temperatures pleasant tonight. We're in the 80s all through the area. Planning your evening out, look at those 80-degree temps through 8 o'clock, and by 10 o'clock things will get much more pleasant and cool. Quick sneak peek at your temperatures for tomorrow. We are on a warming trend. Remember, 60s and 70s over the weekend, and fast forward to your Tuesday, and we're going to see temperatures up in the middle 90s for some of us. And again, it's a quick bump up, then we'll bump down to average. I'll talk about more coming up in just a bit. Austin?
All right, Stacey, thank you for that. New tonight, the Pasco School District will pay $1.9 million to settle a lawsuit filed by a former employee who claimed years of racial discrimination and retaliation. Jose Hernandez, who worked as the transportation director for the district for 9 years, says he faced racial slurs, threats, and false accusations from other workers and his supervisors. He was eventually demoted and filed suit in 2023. The district denied wrongdoing but agreed to the settlement. Hernandez says he hopes the case leads to a safer, more inclusive workplace. We'll have more on this story later this week. And we have an education alert for you. Some Tri-Cities high schoolers are spending their summer break in a pretty unique way, learning how to launch drones, build electric cars, and even explore careers in clean energy and agriculture. It's all part of the Tri-Cities STEM Career Academy, a 4-day hands-on experience where students dive into the science and tech behind local industries. They're working side by side with engineers, tradespeople, and conservationists to get a real-world look at what these careers are like and how to get there after high school.
Being able to sit there and watch the people in their element and be excited to talk about what they're talking about, what they know. All these people from different areas find a very, a core enjoyment for all of them, that they all need to work, but they all working with something that they like.
The program runs through Thursday with workshops, field trips, and even a drone flight and EV race. Organizers say they hope this gives students a clear path from the classroom to a career right here in the Tri-Cities. And in local living, those affected by substance abuse will now have a new place in Ellensburg to get help. Peers Rising, a substance abuse resource center in Ellensburg, is officially open. The center previously operated under a different name, but now it has a new location and expanded resources. The resources are offered to both those living with substance abuse disorders and their friends and family.
It feels incredible that the community is understanding what we're doing and they're investing in it and helping us have the ability to do this, that we're able to expand it, bring in more people, more space, and that we can really focus on helping everybody in the community that needs any help.
The center is looking to expand to Yakima next, but an exact timeline has not been determined. Your News at 6 is just getting started. Coming up, the Yakima Valley could have a safer place to bike. We'll tell you about the proposed route. And Stacy returns with a full look at your First Alert forecast. Talk about a hazy Monday night. We're back after this.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Get ready for a night of non-stop fun.
Here she comes now,
with Tommy James and the Shondells. Saturday, October 4th, Legends Casino Hotel. A lifetime of hits. With the legendary Tommy James and the Shondells. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Saturday, October 4th, Legends Casino Hotel.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Plus, get incredible long-term value with the next generation of vehicles from the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 2.49% APR on a 2025 Accord Hybrid.
For 25 years, you've made Triple Play more than just a place to play. You've turned it into a place where memories are made. We want to thank our amazing guests and community. From birthday parties to company outings and spontaneous weekend adventures, your memories are what make Triple Play special. Here's to 25 years of fun and many more to come. Thank you for being part of our story.
Hi, I'm renovation expert Scott McGilvery. I know bath remodeling and I've seen all the gimmicks. Buy now, half off, free installation. This is why I work with Bathfitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, I trust their integrity. Bathfitter gives you a fair price and sticks to it with a lifetime warranty. You don't need gimmicks, just a partner you can trust. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. Finally, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this.
Good Feet arch supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Welcome back to the news at 6. Walkers and bikers in the Yakima Valley might eventually have a safe way to travel between Union Gap and Toppenish. The Washington State Department of Transportation and the Yakima Nation are thinking about putting a trail along US 97. Several different route options have been proposed, but no timeline has been set in stone. Summer DeRay, the department's public information officer, says US 97 is currently one of the deadliest highways in the state.
With that comes some issues with pedestrians walking along the shoulder of the highway, and we want to get them as clear off the highway as possible. We've experienced a high rate of pedestrian collisions along that corridor. So the main driver for this is to keep people safe, to get people off the highway and onto trails.
If you have an opinion on the proposed routes, you can fill out the department's survey on its website. Well, grief and outrage continue to build in Washington state following the deaths of the Decker sisters. Now, local leaders and state lawmakers are calling for a review of the state's Amber Alert protocols and support systems for veterans. Alex McClune reports.
Moving on is the hardest part. Mike Poyer says helping Wenatchee heal will be the most difficult challenge as mayor.
No doubt in my mind, this is the hardest thing.
This community is forever tied to Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker. Their mom, Whitney, says the system failed them.
We will get through this, but we will never forget this. And I think that's an important lesson, so we never go through this again. What can we do to help in the future? It might be some legislation.
The mayor, a father of 3 grown daughters, says Wenatchee can be the epicenter for change. Lawmakers already took to the steps of Seattle City Hall.
We're not here to make any rash judgments, but we want to look at the system.
The federal Amber Alert system has 5 criteria, but the State Patrol says 2 criteria were not met: abduction and immediate danger.
They did not see him as an immediate physical danger to his children, despite the fact that he had a well-established history of mental health issues. And had they had seen it that way, those children might still be alive. And that's the thing that is so brutal. And the one thing she's really hoping can be changed in this tragedy.
The attorney for the girl's mother says the state system for veterans is collapsing due to statewide budget cuts. This memo shared by the attorney comes from the Central Washington Veterans Counseling, LLC. They say if Travis sought help in the last 6 months, they would have had no choice but to refer him to the Yakima Vet Center for bi-weekly in-person sessions, possibly supplemented with telehealth, or place him on a wait list due to lack of funding. Meanwhile, the center says we are still without sufficient alternative resources.
That was Alex McClune reporting. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is denouncing a TikTok video claiming Travis Decker had been taken into custody. This as the search continues.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And here's what's coming your way this week. A gradual warm up with dry conditions. We'll see some breezy winds picking up tomorrow and into Wednesday. Windy in some areas, breezy in others. Our fire danger will slowly increase due to the warm up and the lower humidity levels. And triple digits, are we going to see those? It is quite possible. Let's talk about our June temperatures in Yakima. Most days so far we've been above average, even breaking a record back on June 9th. But for the last 4 days, we've been below average. That's all going to change tomorrow. Our temperatures jump from those 60s and 70s way up to 91 tomorrow, dropping back down to about average, and then we're flirting with those triple digits on Monday. In the Tri-Cities, our averages have been well above for most of the month, and then there we were once again in the 70s for the last 4 days. And again, that's about to all change tomorrow, as we do have a quick bump up into the mid-90s and then moving back down into the 80s, only to possibly see some triple digits building as that ridge of high pressure continues to grow out in the Pacific. Remember, this cold air that was on top of us, we had snow in our Cascade Mountains over the weekend. There was snow in Glacier Park. It's eventually starting now to move to the east, and we'll start to see warmer conditions. As we see warmer conditions, we'll see a drying trend. Vegetation looking about elevated at this time, but that's going to start to go up in the next couple of days. Let's talk about our breezy and gusty winds. So far this evening hasn't been too bad. However, we are seeing those breezy winds again in Ellensburg. Getting into tomorrow, everybody pretty calm wind-wise. By about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, those winds start to pick up through the Columbia Basin, the Yakima Valley, Kittitas Valley, and the Columbia River Gorge. We are seeing a bit of smoke and haze in the area. There's some fires burning in Canada and Alaska, and that's kind of bringing upper level smoke, not impacting our air quality so far, but we'll keep an eye on that. 84 degrees with a feels like temp of 82. We're seeing light winds at 5 miles per hour in the Columbia Basin, and our temperatures remain nice and warm with everybody sitting in the 80s. So right about average, just slightly below for this time of year. Overnight lows will be comfortable once again tonight as we drop down into the 50s all through the region. Our 7-day planner, there's that 94-degree jump up, and then we'll come right back down to right around the average of where we should be. Breezy getting into that first full week of summer, and then we're watching for triple digits on Monday. There's breezy winds for you also in Yakima for the next several days. A little bit overcast in Yakima tomorrow, and again, that smoke's going to kind of come and go, just depends on which way the wind blows. But right now it looks like the wind should clear most of the haze out of the area. More gusty winds for Ellensburg Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Not at threat levels, but we will keep an eye as those temperatures warm and the vegetation continues to dry out. Here's Walla Walla, breezy winds from the 90s to the 80s, and then right back up to those possible triple digits on Monday. So as we get into this coming weekend, it's looking pretty spectacular, warmer each day, pretty hot though on Monday. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Austin, there's a slight chance of a stray shower, but mainly in the mountains, not below, not down here.
I may have been crazy, but was there maybe a little bit of rain? There were some parts yesterday.
There were a couple of raindrops even on Friday, like a random cloud would come by and a couple drops, and then there was a little bit over the weekend, more so though in the mountains than here. But yeah, I had a couple raindrops. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah, it was like
it didn't show up on the radar even.
It was just tiny. I know.
Just a couple.
My
drops.
mom was like, "That's not rain." I was like, I think it is. All right, thank you, Stacy. Still ahead here at 6. A house fire in Wisconsin leads to an unusual find. Details on the rescue when we come on back.
For over 4 decades, the art of fine catering has been perfected by CG Catering in Kennewick. Well known for their luxurious bites, lavish delights, and precision in every portion, CG Catering will grace any event from groups of 10 to 3,000. Meticulous menus with seamless service for all occasions is their tradition. From remote locations to their local event center, repeat clients provide ongoing rave reviews as a testament to the unforgettable memories they have inspired. Call CG Catering for your next celebration.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
This summer, big wins come in sevens at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready for the $100,000 Lucky Summer Sevens giveaway with over $12,000 cash up for grabs every Friday and Saturday in June. The heat is on, and so is the grand prize on June 28th. 3 winners choose 7 cards with prizes. Reveal 7 sevens and instantly win $17,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save and $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, trade in an eligible vehicle and get $3,250 total cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial.
See your community Chevy dealers.
This summer, Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is heating things up with incredible savings on every piano in our showroom. Take advantage of special bundles on our digital models. Enjoy savings on both new and used options. Get up to $10,000 off on select grand pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 12 months. And every purchase includes free delivery in Tri-Cities. The hottest part, our 2-day summer sale event happens June 26th and 27th only. Turn up the heat and visit Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos today.
Celebrate the 4th of July with explosive savings at More Furniture. Truckloads of special buys are arriving daily, and we're passing the savings directly to you. Right now, get the timeless luxury of leather at deeply discounted prices, thanks to our exclusive deals straight from the factory floor. Get this gorgeous leather sofa in chestnut brown for only $995, or get the sectional with ample seating for the entire family for only $1,995. Hurry into More Furniture today, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
All right, check this out. Milwaukee firefighters made an unusual rescue over the weekend. Not Milwaukee, Oregon, but Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They were at the scene of this house fire on Saturday. No one was home at the time, but firefighters did find, get this, a small alligator in the basement of the home. Firefighters handed the gator off to animal control for care. That's a little one. No other details about that little guy or girl were given out. An Amazon delivery van caught fire in Boston's Ted Williams Tunnel today. Luckily, nobody was hurt. The tunnel runs under Boston Harbor and connects South Boston to Logan International Airport. Massachusetts State Police say that responding troopers found the van engulfed in flames. The eastbound side of the tunnel was closed for about an hour. All right, here's what's coming up next in our 6:30 half hour. Just one of the stories. The Findlay School District is moving to a 4-day school week starting this fall. We'll tell you what changes are ahead as the region's only live and local news at 6:30 is next.
Fly the Northwest over a beautiful bike ride. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Lifetime Dental is committed to providing the best dental care in the Tri-Cities by treating patients like family, as well as providing a healthy work-life balance for the team. Hear what their doctors have to say.
I think developing that relationship with a patient is where you get the trust. And then with the trust is when you can really kind of build on these treatment plans and provide the best care for them so that the outcome is most predictable and that they're the most satisfied. I think my passion kind of more stems from the problem-solving aspect of dentistry. So I really like getting complex patients that need a lot of different needs and kind of figuring out a plan that incorporates like good dentistry to kind of solve their problems. I think I just get that emotional recharge from just kind of spending quality time with family. So my 2 girls and then my wife. So we try and get out of the house and get up in the mountains or go to the beach and just kind of do quality things together. And that's kind of where I get my most recharge from, for sure.
Lifetime Dental Care located at Queensgate, voted best dentist in the Tri-Cities 9 times.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals in everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide, connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
The Never a Bother campaign reminds Yakima Valley youth that reaching out for help is never a burden.
whether it's to a friend, trusted adult, or by calling 988. With strong community support, we are here to ensure that no young person struggles alone.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
If you're having thoughts of suicide or want to learn more about how to support youth in your care, visit neverabother.org for more information.
Power through your summer chores with less downtime. And enjoy more playtime with Steel Battery.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Apple Valley News Now is Walla Walla,
Coffin,
Benton City,
Kennewick.
Our broadcast center may be here in Kennewick, but Apple Valley News Now is everywhere.
From the Blues to the Cascades, one television station is everywhere you want us to be. Apple Valley News Now.
Next ET, Bahamas Week kicks off with our Mission Impossible Final Reckoning buddy, Greg Tarzan Davis.
And I dream of you every
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Right now on the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m., 2 workers were sent to the hospital following a collapsed trench in Prosser. What the city is saying about the safety measures after an inspection. Plus, Benton County Fire District 1 is asking voters to approve a fire levy lid lift this August. I'm going to tell you more about that as the news at 6:30 begins now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Austin Reed alongside Stacy Lee. Wendy is off this week, but we are here.
It's us.
It's us.
Us against the world, Austin.
I'm all for it. How you doing?
We're hanging in there.
Yeah.
All right, so we're off to our first Monday of summer 2025. Yes. It was a chilly weekend, and let's take a look outside. I like to show off because we have the largest Sky Camera network on TV. That's so right. There we are from the Yakima Valley to the Columbia Basin. And what we are seeing is a little bit of haze. I was like, man, I kept trying to clear the cameras and autofocus. Nope, there is a little bit of smoke and haze out there. Now, the good news, guys, is it's not impacting our air quality too badly. We're seeing a little bit of air quality impacts in some of the regions, but temperatures right now staying nice and warm. Most of us still sitting in the 80s, and it's going to stay pretty pleasant in the 80s throughout the night. Let's talk about that smoke. You can see it widespread. Now, it's not dark. It's not in that yellow and orange. That's when we get to danger. It's pretty high up, but it definitely impacts your view of the sky. And we are seeing some moderate air quality up by Ritzville, Moses Lake. So overall tonight, look for your 80s, 70s by 8. We're going to be in the 60s and 70s at 10 o'clock. For tomorrow, we are on a quick warming trend. We went from the 60s and 70s over the weekend, quickly to the 80s today, and then the middle 90s tomorrow, but it only holds there just for a little bit. So nice warm temperatures and even warmer as we head into next week. I'll break it all down for you coming up. Austin?
All right, Stacy, see you in just a bit. The city of Prosser has shut down construction after a trench collapsed and sent 2 workers to the hospital. New at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable reports the city says the construction workers were not following the right guidelines.
The collapse of the trench happened Sunday afternoon on the 1400 block of South Kinney Way. People on the job site had to dig the workers out to save their lives. One of the workers was taken to the hospital by ambulance, the other taken by helicopter with serious injuries. In response to the work accident, the city of Prosser issued a notice halting all work at the job site, saying Paul and Julie Almanza of Granger violated OSHA trenching and shoring guidelines. According to the notice, Prosser city officials say proper trench safety measures were not being followed. In order to correct the violations, all trenches and excavations must be backfilled and the requirements of the geotechnical report must be followed. At this time, an updated condition on the workers has not yet been released. Reporting in Prosser, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Jake, thank you. The Almanzas may appeal the city of Prosser's decision if they meet the criteria. Students in Findlay will move to a 4-day school week starting this fall. The state approved a waiver allowing the district meet required instructional hours without holding the traditional 180 school days. Under the new schedule, Fridays will be off. Start and end times will be extended slightly at all schools. The change helps address a $1 million budget shortfall and is approved through the 2027-28 school year. District leaders say they'll review the impact before extending it further. We hope you will join us tomorrow night as we will have more coverage of this story. Benton County Fire District 1 says they are feeling the pressure from rising call volumes to soaring costs. And now the district is asking voters to consider a levy lid lift in the August primary to help keep emergency services strong. Today, I met with the fire chief on what this could mean for homeowners. I've spent a lot of time with Benton County Fire District Number 1's chief. They cover a lot of ground and a growing number of emergency calls. In fact, EMS calls now make up nearly 70% of the district's responses. But despite the rising demand, they're working with a fire levy that's actually been shrinking.
That is true. More people means more calls, more medical calls.
The district's daily operations are funded by a fire levy, $150 per $1,000 of assessed property value. But as property values rise, the levy rate automatically drops. That means less revenue, even when demand for service is going up.
The fire district is much like any other person that's affected by the high costs of rising costs, I should say.
Since voters renewed the levy at $150 in 2018, the rate has dropped to $128, $1.28. That's why district leaders are asking voters to consider a 22-cent lid lift, bringing the rate back to $1.50 in the August 5th primary.
And it's just really taxing as those more calls go. We have to expand to be able to meet the need of the public.
The added funding would cover 3 full-time firefighter EMTs, a new ambulance, and medical equipment, plus major maintenance projects like repairs at Station 120 in Findlay. It would also help purchase a specialized washing machine to clean firefighter gear and reduce exposure to cancer-causing chemicals.
But it's going to make it harder for us to catch up. Each year we don't approve this lid lift. It just makes that gap farther and farther away to a point where then at some point we may not be able to keep up and we may have to do something different.
For the average homeowner with a property assessed at $422,500, the lid lift would mean about $775 more per month, or just under $93 per year. The district says keeping up with calls and costs isn't just about speed, it is about safety. Service reductions could impact their risk rating, which plays a role in what residents pay for insurance. You guys, out of the 6 fire districts, you are one of, if not the busiest. So this impacts people.
That is correct, yeah. It does impact people a lot. We've got a very large area, roughly 327 square miles, and it's a big job.
Voters will have the final say on August 5th, and for those on fixed incomes, the property tax exemption for qualified homeowners remains in place. All right, other headlines now and to sports. The Tri-City Dust Devils are making team history, and they are doing it in style. For the first time ever, the Devils swept a 6-game series, taking down the Hillsboro Hops in dominant fashion. Starting pitcher Chris Cortez picked up his 2nd win of the season, both coming against the Hops. Even with some command troubles, Cortez kept the damage to a minimum. Dust Devils president says this team is hitting its stride at just the right time.
It would have been easy for us to kind of just roll it up the first 3 games of that series and just, we were out of any contention to win the first half. But these guys didn't do that. They got, excited to go out there and continue to compete like they normally do.
And the clubhouse, let's just say the vibes are strong. The Dust Devils hit the road for a 6-game set in Vancouver before returning home in July on the 1st to host Spokane. The guys finished the first half of the season 7 games out of first place, but are sitting atop the standings with a 3-0 start to the second half. This just in here at 6:30. New tonight, the Tri-City Americans have a new head coach and are sticking with a familiar face to lead the team into its next chapter. Jody Hull has been named the 17th head coach in franchise history. After 3 seasons as an associate coach right here in Kennewick, General Manager Bob Torrey says Hull's NHL experience and strong connection with the players made this a clear choice. He played over 800 games in the NHL and has been coaching ever since, including stops in the OHL international tournaments and right here with the Americans since 2022. And he's not doing it alone. Associate coach TJ Miller is expected to have his contract extended too. Also new at 6:30, Lawrence Scott Park in Kennewick was host to the largest pickleball tournament in the state of Washington. Over 400 registered pickleball players this past weekend competed in the 509 Classic Pickleball Tournament. Players from across the country and locally came together to compete with a $15,000 prize pool split between open divisions and the event winners. The tournament began last Thursday. It concluded yesterday, Sunday, with mixed doubles play. Still ahead here at 6:30, the United Way of Benton Franklin Counties is helping local nonprofits. We'll tell you more about its impact on kids and families. And Stacy's up next with your full First Alert weather forecast. Stay with us.
Jay Dalia, Jessica Jalal, and Josh Colbreth. Good morning, Northwest from Apple Valley News Now.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Like most people, my days are nonstop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused. I'm not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery. Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
New tonight, the United Way of Benton Franklin counties is opening up new grant opportunities for local nonprofits focused on helping kids and families. United Way is now accepting letters of intent for its 2025 through 2027 community grant cycle. Nonprofits serving children from birth through middle school and their caregivers in Benton and Franklin counties are now encouraged to apply. Funding areas include kindergarten readiness, student success, and basic needs like food and housing. Grants will range from $10,000 to $15,000 per year.
Local dollars helping meet local needs. We're able to do this with the support of local individuals who donate to United Way, and we're able to give those dollars out in the community to those nonprofits who are filling unmet needs.
The deadline to submit a letter of intent is July 15th. More details can be found right now over at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And here's what's coming up in the coming days. We have a gradual warm up. Well, it warms up and then it cools back down, but a gradual warm up from last week. We have breezy winds returning to the area Tuesday, Wednesday, increasing our fire danger, and more triple digits. Are they possible? Let's talk about those. So far, we hit the triple digits one time this month in Yakima, but that could be changing as we get into our first official week of summer. After 4 days of below average temperatures, that's about to change. Look at that. A big 91 for tomorrow. Then we'll slip down to the 80s, right about where we should be with flirting with, I should say, triple digits there on Monday. We did hit triple digits 2 times in the Tri-Cities. And again, we've been 4 days sitting below the average in just the 70s over the first weekend of summer. And then we quickly ramp up to 95 just to slide back down into the 80s. And then we're looking at potential pretty close to triple digits Sunday. Could see those on Monday. Here's what's happening on the weather front. We have a ridge of high pressure building in, and that's pushing that cold air. And if you recall, over the weekend, we had winter storm warnings in Glacier National Park. We did see some snow across our Cascades. I was checking out some videos of people out skiing on June 21st at Bachelor and at Timberline, which they do that at Timberline, but they had fresh powder to ski on. All right, let's talk about our vegetation drying out as well going forward, because as we heat up, our relative humidity levels are going to be dropping and our vegetation will be drying out. Let's move on to winds. So far, been pretty good tonight. However, we're seeing those winds just pick up a little bit in Ellensburg. We start the day fairly calm all through the area, but by early afternoon, we'll see those winds once again coming in from the west down the Columbia River Gorge and then moving up from west to north across the Columbia Basin and up towards Ritzville and the Spokane area. And those winds come in pretty hot there in Ellensburg later in the day. So we've got to keep an eye on fire danger levels going forward. Here's what it looks like across our viewing area. Currently 84 degrees in the Yakima Valley. So pretty good looking night out there, just a little bit hazy. That was Tri-Cities temperature 84, 81 in Yakima and Ellensburg. We're going to see temperatures 86 degrees, 84 in Pendleton, 82 for Walla Walla. For tonight, it's going to be good and comfortable with temperatures down in the 50s all through the area. 7-day planner, there's that bump up to 90s, then back to the 80s, and then the bump up again to the 90s and triple digits. Look for some breezy and gusty winds in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, especially for the next couple of days, and maybe a few little overcast conditions tomorrow. Hopefully those winds will help keep the smoke out of our area. We've been seeing smoke coming down from fires in Alaska and Canada, but with those winds coming in from the west, it should clean our air out. Walla Walla seeing the 90s and 80s, triple digits possible on Monday, pretty close to it on Sunday. And here's Hermiston once again. Look for those gusty winds coming down the Columbia River Gorge on Wednesday, and temperatures gradually increasing to the 90s in triple digits. So first full week of summer, it's going to feel like it. And I think once the hot air arrives, it probably will be sticking around as we dance a little bit closer to July. We're getting close.
Yeah.
So
I know the 4th is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
Already. All right. Thank you, Stacy. Up next here at 6:30, a mini Las Vegas residency coming to Caesars Palace. That's next in What's Trending.
My name is Michael McDonnell. I am a stomach doctor or a gastroenterologist. I'm also a hepatologist, so I do the liver and then the gut and the pancreas. The colonoscopy is something that we do on a daily basis. We think it's very simple, it's very straightforward, and once you're done, you're going to say, oh, that was no big deal. We find early colon cancer. It's curable, it's easily curable, and I mean really curable.
This summer, big wins come in sevens at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready for the $100,000 Lucky Summer Sevens giveaway with over $12,000 cash up for grabs every Friday and Saturday in June. The heat is on, and so is the grand prize on June 28th. 3 winners choose 7 cards with prizes. Reveal 7 sevens and instantly win $17,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
System 1 loaded.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986. If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Our skilled technicians service all makes and models, and we guarantee you'll be happy when our work is complete. If your old AC is a throwback, save now on a new energy-efficient Daikin Fit system. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with red, white, and blue savings in every department. Just in time for summer entertaining, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations. During the 4th of July sale, you'll get our very best offer. No money down, subtract the sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery and will remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit your local More Furniture, where everyone gets more for less.
Fly the Northwest over a beautiful bike ride. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Time now for What's Trending. Dolly Parton announced a mini Las Vegas residency today.
I might be flying to Vegas for this one. Now, she won't be working 9 to 5 through the country pop superstar will perform her hit songs in 6 shows at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace in December. Parton hasn't toured since 2016. Her last Las Vegas residency included nearly 50 shows from 1990 through 1993. Tickets for the new residency, called the Dolly Live in Vegas, go on sale Wednesday morning.
Well, a mask of secrecy is swirling around the upcoming wedding of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and former news anchor Lauren Sanchez.
That's right. The couple will tie the knot this week in Venice, but details about the event, from the actual date to the possible venues, have not been released. The guest list is expected to have 200 A-list celebrities, business executives, all of whom signed non-disclosure agreements. Can you imagine going to a wedding and I won't talk about it. I know nothing.
Weird. It's totally.
Drop your cell phone at the front.
Yeah. What a weird world. Yeah. All right. Yeah, speaking of weddings, our Monique Ledesma got married on Saturday.
Yeah,
so congrats to her.
Congratulations, Monique.
Yeah. All right. We'll be right back with the final weather.
It's the Click It RV Union Gap Star Spangled RV Sales Event, now until July 6th. Shop new and used RVs from Grand Design, Rockwood, and more. There's 0 down and no payments for 6 months, and the highest paid for your trade-in. It's time for your independence as you hit the road in your RV, camper, trailer, or fifth wheel, and get low American pricing before the tariffs hit. Nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So get here for the Click It RV Star Spangled Sales Event, going on now through July 6th.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
I'm a martial artist, a skydiver, a pilot, and all of them require your feet to work. Get up in the morning and it felt like I was standing on marbles on my heel. When I went into the Good Feet store, the fitting was personalized. It was all about me. You put in the arch supports and your day becomes better and the sun shines, the unicorns run by, and it's a good life. I'm Randy and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick one up in store today. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12 packs, buy 2, get 2 free. Save $3 on Old Trapper 10-ounce beef jerky. Plus find Blue Diamond bagged almonds for $4.99. Bi-Mart brand bath tissue and paper towels are $5 off. Savory Prime chicken jerky for dogs is just $14.99. And find assorted gift cards at $3 off. Saving you more when it's needed most. Bi-Mart, since 1955.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
The River of Fire Festival, presented by ICCU, is back. Friday, July the 4th at Columbia Park in Kennewick. It's a free family celebration starting at 2 p.m. with food trucks, live music, kids' activities, and fireworks at 10.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Jay Dalia, Jessica Jalal, and Josh Colbreth. Good morning, Northwest from Apple Valley News Now.
And welcome back. Time now for your reason to smile. Check out those clouds. Don Talbot got that, but look at what he said. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies with amber waves of grain. You had me singing that all day today, Don. All right, QR code on top of your screen. Easiest way to get your photo on TV. Please keep taking those pictures and sending them in. We absolutely love them. Thanks to our friends at Lifetime Dental Care. All right, planning your day tomorrow. Looking good. It's going to be really nice in the morning. We'll see the winds picking up afternoon, but the temperatures are going to be on the warm side. And again, lowering relative humidity. It's going to be a hot one tomorrow, so we want to be fire-wise. No big warnings or advisories in place, but we just want to be safe because we've already had several fires so far.
And we're just getting started.
And we're just getting started.
All right. Thanks, Stacey. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great night. Hoping your news is good news.
See you back here at 11.